Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Meet the Expert on the Block. My name is Dawn Block. I am the host of Meet the Expert on the Block, and I'm a local realtor in the serving Schaumburg and Elk Grove Village, and also the surrounding communities. Plus, I'll go into the northwest side of Chicago too. But I do residential real estate, and I'm happy to do this live stream because what I am doing is I am getting the word out about our local businesses. You get to know the owner, you get to know what they do, what they're passionate about, and what they do in the community. So I'm excited for actually introducing my special guest in one moment. But we do have housekeeping items, and one of them is I am Dawn Block Realtor on Facebook. So you can follow me on my Facebook page, my business page, on LinkedIn. This will be playing, also Instagram and YouTube. So we're streaming live. We're streaming all over. I love interaction. So if you can, in any of the feeds, put a comment, say who you are, say hello. We just want to know that you're out there. And also throw me some hearts. I saw a heart just pop up now. Great to see. So I love when people interact. So that's just another thing. But what I am going to do is I'm going to take a moment and we're going to introduce our special guest. He is the president and CEO of Midwest Moving and Storage, Louis Toledo. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Meet the Expert on the Block.
Oh, it's a pleasure joining you. Hi, everybody. I'm Louis Toledo, president and owner of Midwest Moving and Storage, and hopefully we'll prepare you for your next move.
We will prepare you for your next move. And what I am going to do in the upper left-hand corner, I have put a QR code. That QR code goes to their website so that you can scan it and see, go directly to their website and see what Midwest Moving and Storage is all about. But also, I am going to be showing their information at the bottom of the screen. Louis, if you wouldn't mind, just let people know how they can get in touch with you.
Well, the best way to get in touch with us is call us in our office at 847-593-7201, or you can go to our website, which is midwestmoving.com, and there you can fill in the info page there, or you can info at midwestmovingandstorage.com.
Awesome.
Midwestmoving.com.
Okay. Well, thank you for letting everybody know how they can get in touch with you. What I would like to do before we get into our discussion is I'd like to introduce anybody that's popping on right now. And, okay, so Chris Block, looking forward to the show. Well, Chris, thank you so much for joining. I'm really happy that you could be here. He's my number one fan, so he always shows up for me. And thank you for being here today. So why don't if anybody else pops on, give us your comments and we'll see it in the feed. I'd love to recognize you for visiting me on this live stream. But why don't we start out here? So Louis, for those who may not know you yet, can you share a little bit about you, who you are, and what led you in the moving and storage industry?
Well, I'm what's called a pioneer in the industry. I started back in the industry back in 1977.
Wow.
I was when I saw an ad for movers at $4.50 an hour, I couldn't resist since I was only making $1.65 at the hardware store.
Oh my gosh.
So when I answered the ad, I put on my body shirt, went in there, did the interview at 18 years old, and they hired me. So I started moving at a young age, and it quickly grew with me.
Oh, wow. So Midwest Moving and Storage has such a strong reputation in Chicagoland. How did the company originally get started, and what did those early years look like for you?
Well, I worked for someone for 5 years, and at 22 years old, and I actually wanted to open up a moving company, but I didn't execute till I was 23. I struggled getting a $15,000 loan for my first truck, So finally, I ended up getting someone to co-sign for me, and I got started. And it was very tough the first at 23 years old, considering I had to learn sales, marketing, accounting, and I had to learn how to manage people, how to manage trucks, because
Wow.
I was just experienced at moving.
So you jumped in and you really were like the jack of all trades, taking on every position possible.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I remember going into the bank. They said, "Can we see your business plan?" And I said, "What's that?"
Yeah.
But I had the drive and the knowledge of moving, but not the business part. But I quickly learned. So there was struggles there for the first few years as I learned accounting and I learned about business.
Awesome. So, was there a defining moment when you realized that this isn't just a job? This is something I want to, build long term. Why do you have such a passion for this?
Well, when I started when I was 18 back in 1977, I really enjoyed the pain of moving. I enjoyed lifting things, carrying up third floors, down third floors. I really enjoyed making people happy by moving 4,000 square foot homes without damaging anything. And it gets in your blood. And that's what all movers that have been in the industry for a long time say. They say it just gets in your blood and you can't leave it because I love it.
Wow. Well, it shows that you do because you've been around for so long and you're like a household name. So we do have another. I'm going to jump in. Like I told you, I'm going to be jumping and letting people know. Carrie Ann is on. Happy to hear from you, Dawn, and the best boss ever. So wow, that was well. Thank you, Carrie Ann, for joining us
Well,
on this
thank you.
episode. So there are a lot of moving companies out there. What do you believe truly sets Midwest apart from others in the market?
Well, we take a lot of pride in what we do. We make sure that all our movers are trained. They're all in uniform. We have all the tools to do the job properly. We don't want to do anything halfway. We want to do it, as a professional. There's a lot of people out there that call themselves professionals and they're not professionals. So, but those are the things that differentiate us is that we're professional.
Top notch for sure. So, how would you describe your leadership style, and how does that show up in the way for your team? The way that your team serves your clients.
My leadership style has always been open door. My door is always open to everybody. There's not anything that I wouldn't do that I wouldn't tell them to do. So I still enjoy going out on the trucks myself. On occasion, I will and work with the guys. They just they appreciate that. They know that I'm not just an owner that never did it. They know that I came from the ground up and I worked my way into it. So.
And what's nice is you work side by side your employees. I mean, you're not just sitting behind a desk. You're really getting in the thick of things and working with your employees. So that's really nice to see. So, what core values guide decision making at Midwest, especially during high stress moves where emotions run high?
Uh, Probably our best traits are that we support each other. And when things like examples are a mattress might not fit up the stairs or a dresser might not fit up the stairs, we might have to hoist it through a window or 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 some challenges on the job. We're always there to support each other. So, we have a great support system.
Oh, that's great. So Midwest all offers a wide range of services. Can you give us a high level overview of the different types of moves you've handled?
With household goods, we do local moves, which is done by the hour. We do interstate moves, which is done by the weight. We do international moves, which
Oh,
is
wow.
done by the cubic feet. So we also do office and industrial. We do labs. We specialize in moving labs. We specialize in moving schools. School moves is something that's unique because when they're out of school, that's when in the summertime is when schools do the remodeling. So they put in new floors, do life safety programs, do asbestos abatement. They do all their construction. So construction companies, we come in and move everything out so they can do their work and then move it back in. So, so there's really, we do hotels, hospitals.
Wow. So you're not just doing residential, you're doing way more different facets of the business world. You're helping them move for whatever reason it is, like you had mentioned with schools.
Yeah, we diversified because as you know, being a realtor, the
Wow.
household market isn't always good. When interest rates go up, things slow down. So we diversified into a lot of office and industrial and different areas to be able to keep our employees busy because we didn't want to lose them and wait for the next boom in housing.
Oh,
So
right.
diversifications helped us with our longevity.
So Midwest offers a wide range of services. Can you give us the high level overview of the different types of moves you've handled?
Well, we offer packing. So we do full packs for those people that don't have the time. We'll come in the day before and pack the entire home the day before the move. We'll do unpacking for people.
Oh, wow.
We'll
Okay.
do uh, um, we'll even at times we have a service that'll call and handle their utilities, disconnect and reconnect, and so on and so forth, and things like that. So,
Well, that's definitely above and beyond probably some other movers out there, especially if you're going to be helping them turn on their, because that's one of the things you forget sometimes. It's, we tell our clients to turn off your utilities after you close. But again, it's like you're moving to a new house. You've got to get those up and running again. So
right,
that's a
exactly.
very nice service. So we've got some more people up here. So Jenny Georgios, I love that leadership style. So that's really kind
Well,
of you to
thank you,
say. Yeah. Yes. So
thank you.
yeah. So you're especially well known for commercial and office relocation. So what makes those moves complex and how does your team manage them seamlessly?
Well, they're different than household goods because it requires a lot more equipment. We need to have, thousands of dollies. We need to have panel carts to be able to. We need to have carpenters to break down panel systems and reconfigure them and put them back up. We need to have a space planners. We color coding systems. We set up. We set up. We need to have machinery moving equipment. Sometimes for industrial moves, we'll move heavy machinery. So it's a little more complex and requires a lot of skill. Probably one of our best projects I've ever done in 43 years was moving Argonne National Labs. I did
Oh, wow.
the entire building there with 250 labs and 75 scientists.
Oh
And
my.
scientists are tough people. They're very picky with their things. So, all the pieces, the technical equipment that we had to move and pack. It was a nice project for 9 months. It was a $2.5 million
Oh,
project, which is
wow. Wow. Yes.
a big move.
So packing is something many people underestimate. What professional packing services do you offer and why is proper packing so critical to a successful move?
Well, packing is really important for a successful move because your items are going inside a truck, and we have to fit them in and to protect them. And it's we want you to use boxes that have tops on them, because sometimes people just use open boxes, or they'll pack in bags, or their fine china isn't packed properly. So one of the things that we always recommend is, it's easy to pack the non-breakable items. So go ahead and pack the non-breakable items, use boxes, tape and seal them, make sure you label them to what room they're going to, and let us come in and take care of all your breakables the day before, or even on moving day, we do it as well.
That's a great advice. Also, make sure that you on the bottom of the box tape the bottom of the box, because you were mentioning that to me.
Oh yeah.
If
Yeah.
it's one of your boxes, tape the bottom so everything doesn't come
Yeah.
out the other end.
Actually, I incorporated that into our sales team, because I had customers say, "Well, they didn't tell me to tape the boxes."
And that is like, what a mess that could be if it's
Yeah,
not
because
done.
everything
Oh my
falls
God,
out of the
falls out.
box if it's
Oh
not
my God.
taped.
Yes. So we have another guest. Let's see who's here. Oh, my mom, Janet Zajac. She says she's listening. She always says she's probably
Well,
in the
thank
middle.
you.
Yeah, she's probably in the middle of cooking and getting dinner ready. So it's a great little listen. When she loves to listen what I have going on. For someone preparing for a residential move, what are the biggest packing or prep mistakes you see people make, and how can they avoid them?
Well, I'm just going to give you the five most important things that they should do. You should definitely purge. You take more stuff than you need, or stuff you never use, to your new location. A lot of times, a lot of the moves that we're doing is people are downsizing because they become empty
Yes.
nesters, and they're moving into smaller places, and they take too much furniture. And we end up moving all this furniture in, and it won't fit. So we end up moving it in the truck and taking it to storage, since we offer storage. So those are the things that can be avoided. That's number one. And number two is do space planning before. Try to have an idea of where you want your items,
Yeah.
and make sure you label all your boxes. Make sure that you use boxes that are made for moving, and everything's packed properly, as we mentioned. Make sure they're taped and labeled. Refrigerators and freezers are one thing that's a common problem, is that they're filled with food. We can't move them with food. They have to be emptied and defrosted 48 hours in advance.
Oh, wow.
So that way nothing is leaking on the floors or on your stuff in the truck. So that's one thing. Also, we don't move anything flammable, gas, aerosol cans. Make sure that you take all those items yourself, and you have to empty the gas out of the lawnmowers and the snow blowers prior to us taking them. Otherwise, we can't take them. We also won't take propane tanks for gas grills. So that's another item you'll have to take yourself. You should take all your jewelry, currency, any valuable papers. Make sure that you take that yourself. So that way those things are protected.
Those are all great points. So how far in advance should people realistically start preparing for a move? Separate families, residential, and a business with a lot of moving parts. So how far in advance, if you're looking at all of those?
Well, there's not one specific timing for how far in advance. So it just depends on what you're planning on doing. If you're downsizing, you might want to take more time, because you have to decide what furniture you need to take. You have to sell or purge items. Also, if you're moving long distance, you have to decide, does the furniture here in Chicago work down in Florida? You have to, so you have to consider all those things for household goods. So I would say, if you're downsizing, usually 5-6 months in advance. If you're just making a move, from a same type move from point A to point B, maybe 2 to 3 months.
Oh, okay.
And for office moving, it's a little different. So depending on how large your office is, usually offices have to start planning 6 to 1 year in advance.
Wow, really? 6 months? That's Well, obviously, office is a bigger move, and it takes a lot more to coordinate something like that.
Right, you got the configurations of all the workstations. You've got to set your internet up for your business. You've got to make sure that you got your printed materials, new business cards, websites, everything. You know, you got address changes for businesses as well as homes, but businesses are a little more complex.
Okay, so here let's see here. I've got some, oh, wait, people are starting to chime in here. Why don't we check out who's here? Because we've got a couple people coming on. So Jenny Joroso says it also feels great to purge all that stuff. Isn't that the truth? I got to start doing that because, you save so much. I mean, if you've been in a house for 25 years or so, you don't think you have a lot, but you really do.
Well, that's the problem is if we have the space, we fill it.
I know. I'm guilty of that. And then who do we have here? Esther Swaney. She says, incredible presentation of our organization and the values we stand for, and genuine core for both our clients and our team. Proud to be a part of this team and grateful for Lewis as a captain. Wow, that is really nice.
Thank you, Esther.
That was so nice of her to say. That is so sweet of her. And then Janet Zajac. Oh, well, wrong one. I think I clicked the wrong one here. Janet says the hardest thing is a lot of memories. The hardest thing is to sell, and of course, I want top dollar for everything. I'm a wrong. So she's looking. If I don't think you're going to be selling anytime soon, Mai. It's such a hard time for you to try to do that. So, we've got more people chiming in. If hell's not ready, if hell's not ready, do you store household? Okay, so if you're not ready, do you store household items?
Yeah, on occasion, closings get postponed, or you have, you sell your house really quick because you're getting the right price for it,
right,
and you can't get into your new location. So yes, we offer short-term truck storage, usually not more than a week for household goods.
Oh, really?
And then we also have a 60,000 square foot facility in Elk Grove Village that we do containerized storage. So, we'll unload it off the truck, make sure it's all protected. And our building is, hooked up directly with the fire, police, and secured cameras. So everything is taken care of. And in those situations, when you move into storage, we do a complete inventory of all those items. So that way, everything that went in. And when we deliver them out, you can check off each item to make sure you got everything that we put into storage.
Wow, that's great information. So what role does I think you might have even mentioned inventory. So what role does labeling, inventory, and communication play between the client and your moving team?
Well, we do, prior to giving an estimate, we usually do what's called a cube sheet, an inventory, a rough inventory, because that tells us what our guys can move per hour, or it gives us a weight to move long distance. So we'll do a rough inventory prior to moving. And then if you're moving locally, we do not do an inventory. It goes strictly by the hour from the time we start till the time we finish. On the same day. If you come into storage, we have to do an inventory. If you're moving long distance or international, we do a complete inventory of all your items, the conditions of the items at the time that we pick them up. If there's a tear on a chair or if there's a chip on a dresser, it'll be marked. So that way you see that your items arrive in the same condition that we picked them up.
Okay. So Midwest is very involved in the local community. Why is giving back and staying connected locally so important to you personally?
Well, it's very important to me because I grew up not as fortunate as a lot of people. So it was 8 of us in a 3-bedroom apartment. So I had a lot of mentors to get started early, and I had someone co-sign for me for my first truck, help me. I might not have had that truck or that opportunity if I didn't have someone help me and be where I'm at today. So, I'm very thankful and grateful for that. Some of the things that we do to give back is we do multiple food drives a year. We like to, with the buildings and the building owners and the management companies, we'll coordinate maybe 10 buildings, 12 buildings, 15 buildings, whatever, and do food drives on occasion for that, to get food, to raise food for the food banks. And we also take food from our all our local moves or interstate moves or international moves. We always recommend that you give us your non-perishable items, and we'll take them and donate them to the food banks.
Wow. And they're in a great need, especially now, to fill up their food banks. So what a great way to help out the community and the people who are in need. So that is great. Yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you very much. So how do you partnership with real estate agents, property managers, and local businesses to strengthen the moving experience for clients?
Well, we get a lot of referrals from buildings and realtors, and because we're trusted by them. They know that we're going to protect the client's home and protect the client's belongings, and provide them a professional service. And they're going to be satisfied. Buildings are very particular. They want their buildings, their walls, their floors, their doors not chipped, not hit. They want everything perfect. So, and plus another thing is that are on time. We're always on time. You always hear the horror complaints that the movers didn't show up, or they didn't show up. They showed up 3 hours late. That's not us.
Well, that's good. Well, that's good to hear. For somebody moving for the first time or who had a bad experience in the past, what advice would you give them when choosing a moving company?
Well, the first thing that they should do is always go to the Better Business Bureau, the BBB, and check to see what their rating is with the BBB. They shouldn't be any less than an A plus. That's what we are. Currently, we have 3 years running complaint free on the BBB. We just got our 3rd year complaint free award.
Well, congratulations.
For 3 years in a row. So we've got quite a few of those piling up over the years. Also, they should get in touch with the Illinois Commerce Commission, is who regulates our industry in Illinois, and they should pick up the phone, ask the mover for the phone number, or you can Google it. The Illinois Commerce Commission, they have just a special division just for movers, and you call them up and you ask them, hey, I'm planning on using XYZ, or I'm planning on using Midwest Moving and Storage. Can you tell me what their rating is? Do they have a lot of complaints on file, or what it is? And you'll see that we have 0 complaints, and we have a good reputation. They'll never tell you not to use us.
That's awesome. So looking back on your journey as an owner and president, what lessons have shaped you the most as a business leader?
I think, providing a good culture, work culture, and having a team that I can appreciate, they appreciate me, and we're like family. And we've got each other's back. We're there to support each other. A good support system, and knowing that our number one goal is always to exceed the customer's expectations, and make them happy, and always get a 5-star review.
That's awesome. So we do have, Janet Zajac popped on again. She says, he's so caring. Yeah. And also, you always have just good advice. So that's great. Thank you for joining. And I just wanted to say, so What's next for Midwest Moving and Storage, and how do you see the company continuing to grow and evolve in the years ahead?
Well, what's next is hopefully our 50th year anniversary, coming up in 7 years. I'm looking forward to it. I know I'm not giving this up because I enjoy doing what I'm doing and I love it. And, we've got such a great team and I want to be involved as long as I can and as long as I can in the moving business. I think that what always concerns me is over the last 43 years, how things have changed. The internet came into play, and now with AI coming in,
Oh boy,
how
yeah.
are we going to fit AI into our processes and into our business of moving to be able to raise the bar for customer satisfaction and the customer experience, So those are the
Yes.
things that I'm really excited about.
Well, it sounds, and it's always, you have to always be one step ahead of, you got to see. I mean, AI can be a game changer in anybody's business. It's just knowing how to use it and using it the right way.
And that
So,
is correct.
yeah. So if listeners take away just one thing from today's conversation about moving, preparation, or trust, what would you want it to be?
I just want them to know that if someone's giving you a price that sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Because there's a lot of movers and you see them on TV all the time, especially during moving season. Moving season starts in May. They'll have all kinds of 2020s shows that'll show how people will quote you half the price, and then they'll hold your items ransom. They won't release them until you pay a full amount or an outrageous amount. So they do the bait and switch. So if it's sounds too good to be true, it probably is. But number one, make sure that you have, what? Number one, just use Midwest Moving and you won't have these problems.
Here you go.
But you got to do your due diligence. Check with the Illinois Commerce Commission, check with the BBB. Really, really important. But if you want to make your life easy, just call me.
And that
Midwest
number
Moving and Storage
is down below. And also, you can go visit that QR code that we have up there. Just scan it. It'll take you right to the website so you can really see everything that they have to offer. Louis, thank you so much. We are about done, but I really want to thank you so much for being on this episode of Meet the Expert on the Block. I think you've been you're a staple in the Elk Grove Village community. You are a go-to person for when home sellers are looking to want to make that transition or that move. You've got some great tips, and I really do want to thank you for being on this episode of Meet the Expert on the Block.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me and let me present, our company, Midwest Moving and Storage.
And I appreciate you being on my show. And so everybody, I want to, if there's, I can go back. I don't think anybody else, I think everybody's made their remarks, but I really want to thank you again for being on this episode of Meet the Expert on the Block. I want to thank our people, everybody who has joined us, our guests here that have joined with us and have been watching us. I want to thank you guys for coming on, asking questions, and getting involved with what we've been talking about today. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for all of you. So thank you for joining me. And if you really like this Meet the Expert on the Block, I am going to be doing another Meet the Expert on the Block and I'm going to pull up my little handy dandy calendar because I did have it on my calendar. Let's hope it's in March. We've got one scheduled for March, and I'm going to be doing it live at 5, March 18th, excuse me. We're going to have Joel Laredo with Next Level Insurance Agency. We're going to be talking about insurance. So be sure to join us then. And again, that will be March 18th. And that we always go live at 5, and it's on a Wednesday. So mark your calendars and be sure to join us and be on the lookout for more information about that Meet the Expert on the Block episode. But you know what? Thank you, everybody. I think, we're going to wrap it up now. I think we've seen everybody and mentioned everybody who has joined us, and I want to thank everybody again. So until the next time, Louis, again, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Dawn. Thank you.
Yes, I appreciate your time and your information. And until the next time we meet again, I want everybody to make it a great week.
Okay.
We'll talk to you soon.
Everybody have a great week also. Yeah.
Bye-bye.